Good morning. It's Thursday today and it's raining. Oh, I forgot the rug on the fence. That's okay. It needs cleaning anyway. Love the rain so much. So I just had my morning tea and I have the house all to myself today, and it's not so often that I get to have the house for myself. I have to tidy up a bit because I haven't done the last night's dishes, so it's waiting there for me. How is it October already? Anyway, let me show you my kitchen. It's just a small kitchen, so it looks worse than it is. Okay, the kitchen's done. Now let's exercise. I'm getting ready to run in the rain. I haven't run for like about 3 months, I think. For the last week, I've been mostly walking around, going on walks. I know I'm gonna feel super great after. It's just this first step to get out of the house is actually the hardest. So, action, let's go! I'm ready! Let's go! I'm out! I'm doing it. To be honest, I'm quite out of it. My running fitness is way down. But that's to be expected. Have you worked out today? Leave the comments. Whew. I'm sweating so much. Okay, see you at home. I have about 3 kilometers more. We're back home. This was something. The kitty cat is here. Oh, Dobby. Hi, baby. Oh, you need cuddles. My sweet boy. I'm home. Okay. I have to shower and I do have to meditate. This is my usual sort of routine when I work out. I make sure right after I also meditate. Meditation calms down my nervous system, which tends to get really hyped. Nothing wrong with it, it's just my tremor gets worse after, so I have this outlet that usually calms my tremor a little bit, not fully, but a little bit. So that's my spiel. I just finished meditation and it was roughly 20 minutes. I usually meditate with stones, with crystals. And today I used this sodalite and lapis lazuli and aquamarine. Also, I'm getting hungry, so I might as well show you what I do for breakfast lately. Follow me into the kitchen. Let's do it. I'm enjoying the rolled oats lately, and I love to cook them in mixture of milk and water, and then I put all sorts of stuff in there to make it fabulous. Ooh. Too strong. Oh, it nearly went over. Phew, thank God. I just cleaned the kitchen this morning, so I used to eat oats a lot. I learned so many recipes to do with oats that I could probably write a book or recipe book. Okay, so this is getting thicker. This is how it looks. So what I put on top usually is some chia seeds and some frozen strawberries. So they're gonna nicely melt and give that natural sweetness to the oats. Well, these strawberries have been quite a while in my freezer, so I need to use them. And a drizzle of maple syrup, just a tad, on top. And that's it. Now, obviously you can do many things. Sometimes I use honey, sometimes I don't use any sweetener at all because I use protein powder. I don't have nuts, so usually I would put also a couple nuts there. I feel like it helps with the motivation as well if you are fueling your body with the right things. I've been trying to stick to my new habits, but I'm not perfect. Some days I don't do the dishes the night before, or I grab something sweet over the weekend that I didn't make myself. I also miss workouts here and there too, but honestly, I'm okay with that. It was never about doing these things perfectly. It's about doing enough, about learning what feels good and what feels like a chore, and adjusting as I go. As long as I'm hitting 80%, I'm good with that. And now, let's head to the studio. Today I'm working on 2 silver necklaces. And if you're wondering, no, I never follow a schedule. I've never been able to stick to one. It just doesn't work for me long term. I've always tried to plan my days, write down to-do lists, schedule my creative time, but at some point I always break away from it. I start dreading it. There's something about rigid structure that feels confining, especially when I'm trying to make something beautiful. I think schedules are hard because creativity doesn't really follow a set timeline. Inspiration comes when it wants to. Some days I'm in the zone for hours, and other days I can barely sit down for 20 minutes. It's unpredictable. I've realized that instead of fighting it, I need to embrace it. But I've also come to understand that a loose structure might actually help me rather than a strict one. I'm testing things, trying to see what works without boxing myself in. In the end, it's about finding balance. Structure can help, but flexibility keeps me sane. It's about doing what feels right in the moment, making sure I'm still moving forward even if it's not on a perfect timeline. And honestly, that's kind of like life, finding beauty in the imperfections, in the moments when things don't go as planned. If there's one thing I've learned is that sticking to habits isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up even when things don't go as planned. The same goes for creating. Sometimes you just have to let go of expectations and make something beautiful. Sometimes procrastination leads to unexpected magic. I call it creative chaos. Creativity isn't about perfection, it's about exploration. I've had days where I thought I'd nailed it, only to realize I'd made a total mess. But you know what? That's where the fun begins. So if you find yourself in that procrastination pit, take a breath. It's okay to step back and allow yourself to be human. Creativity isn't tidy. It's messy, chaotic, and sometimes downright frustrating. I have days when I'm knee-deep in materials and nothing feels right. While I was working on these necklaces, there were moments I nearly scrapped them entirely. Procrastination can sometimes be a creative spark. For me, procrastination often arises from perfectionism. I can tell you how many times I've avoided starting a piece because I can't see it clearly in my mind. I had this version for 2 necklaces I wanted to create, but every time I sat down, I felt lost. Just last week, I spent an entire week avoiding these necklaces. Each time I tried to sketch them out, I convinced myself that I wasn't in the right headspace. Meanwhile, I filled my time with everything but creating. I'm supposed to be working on a beautiful necklace, yet here I am, mindlessly watching videos of people creating amazing pieces. I can't help but compare myself to them, feeling this pressure to create something equally stunning. What I've learned through all this is that procrastination isn't inherently bad. It's part of my creative journey. Those moments of avoidance often lead me to deeper realizations about what I truly want to create. I remember feeling guilty about not working on a project, but then I realized those moments of stillness were crucial. They gave me space to explore my thoughts and emotions, to connect more deeply with my craft. It's okay to take a step back sometimes. It allows the ideas to simmer. In those quiet moments, I often find clarity. I can think about what I genuinely want to express through my jewelry and why it matters to me. So, how do I navigate this dance between procrastination and creativity? I've started incorporating little rituals into my creative process. It's about finding those moments that feel special and ignite my excitement. For instance, I now make it a point to brew my favorite tea before I start working. That simple act signals to my brain that it's time to create. Creating a cozy environment helps set the mood. I often play my favorite music or ambient sounds in the background to help me get in the zone. And trust me, this makes a huge difference. Freedom. So that was my day. Imperfect, a little all over the place, but full of creativity and growth. So here's to the beautiful chaos of creativity. Let's celebrate our messy, imperfect processes and remember, creating should be fun, not a chore. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.